Hi there. So apologies for the state of my desk, bit of a mess at the moment. I've got cables and phones, and this boost charge power bank 20k from Belkin, which I've fully charged up. So I just push the button there on the side, so the lights come up. So this is fully charged. It's quite weighty. You've got two USB ports and USB-A ports and a USB-C. Very difficult to see in this light. A USB-C. Each of these puts out 3 amps, 5 volt 3 amps, so should be pretty good. 3 amps, so anything that's 2.4 amps and above I actually class as fast charging. Now I do have a bit of a problem. So I have a USB-C to USB-C cable, which I've just tested with my normal personal one I use, my normal GAN charger, so I know it's working fine. So I'm going to plug this into USB-C port on there. I've got the charger turned on. That's on. I'm going to plug this first into my Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra, and we're on. Oh god, fingerprint's not being reconciled. But we're not charging. There's no charging. It comes up with a yellow circle, beep, and it's charging. So we're not charging. Nothing at all. Okay, battery's not full. It's about 2/3, but it's not charging. Take it out, and I use, this is my daughter's old Galaxy A51. Plug that in, and we're not getting anything through at all. I think this phone actually might have no battery, but we're not getting any charging coming through on this one either, because basically it's got no battery, which is still sharp with this charging. So I'm not getting anything come through. I've tried. Obviously, I plugged that into my normal phone, normal charger, sorry. They're charging fine. So, obviously got a problem there. Now, I've tried it with one of my own USB-A to USB-C cables. This is a 3 amp cable. If I turn the power on, again, it lights up. So plug that into my, and we get the charging light just popped on there, and we are charging, which is fine. So that's coming up. Okay, so what I can do, if I take my little adapter here, just going to put that in between the power bank and my phone. We can see what the actual output is. So you can see this hopefully. So the phone is getting at the moment 1.47 amps. So the port should be putting out 3 amps max. We're getting 1.47 versus fast charging at 2.4 amps and above. So that is quite low. If I plug that into a normal fast charger, I would be getting, because the phone's got about 67% battery charge, it does start to slow down the charging rate. But I would expect when we plug if we can get the USB-C working, which is not at the moment, I would expect to get about 2.4 amps at that level, close to fast charging. So this can put 3 amps out, and we're only getting half that, so it's certainly not delivering against its spec on that side. So what we can do quickly, then we'll unplug that, and then we'll plug in the other side, which would expect it to be the same, really, because the output should be the same. And we're getting 1.47 amps. So neither side is really getting close to its potential of 3 amps. This is nothing new to us with these power banks. But obviously got this issue with USB-C. Now, to be fair, it does come supplied with a very short USB to USB-C cable. So really, I'm going to be totally fair here. I'm going to plug that into the same phone. Just double check what we're getting, because it could be obviously a cable difference. Be pretty fair here. We're getting slightly more actually on this cable. By the looks of it, it is shorter, but it shouldn't make a difference. We're getting 1.77 amps. So it's actually getting slightly better charge on the other cable I just tested. The other cable is rated at 3 amps. It's slightly better, but we're still way off the 3 amps. But allowing for the fact it's got quite a high charge, I'd still be expected to get about 2.3, 2.4 amps from that port if it's rated at 3. I just want to check what it's saying actually for that in terms of voltage. So it's saying 5 volts at 3 amps, which is what we're getting. So we're getting 5 volts, but we're not getting anywhere near that 3 amps. Allowing for the fact the phone's quite charged up, still would expect close to 2.4, which we're not getting over at either of those ports. So I'm going to go back to this USB-C port again. So we know it's working and turned on. Let's plug the cable back in. Plug that phone again. Plugged it back in. And we get nothing. It's not charging out that port. So I'm going to do just to double check. I'm going to take the cable, plug it to my normal charger. Let's move the phone over here. Normal charger. And we're charging. So you can see it. I'll do it again once more for you. Plug it in again, which should come up with charging. There we go, it's charging. So the cable's actually working fine. Now for some reason, the USB-C port on this doesn't work, which I don't understand. Now, I just wonder if I've got a different cable to hand that I can use. It could be, yeah, I did have another one here somewhere. No USB-C. Oh, I've got another USB. Try move some of those cables out of the way. Let's move some of these out of the way. Right, let's finish with that cable. Let's move it out of the way. Let's get rid of the cable that we know is working, but it's actually not working with that power bank. We'll have another cable here, so we'll try this one. Let's plug that one in. There. Now this is actually a Thunderbolt 3 cable. Plug that in, and I'll do it again for you. Oh, sorry, let's make sure it's turned on. That's on. Plug it back in, and we get nothing again. So initial reports are here that this USB-C port on the charger I mean, this battery's got 8% and we're getting nothing out of it at all. Nothing coming through. Now, interestingly enough, I actually charged the power bank using that port because the cable you get supplied with is this one. So I'm wondering whether, I promise it's fully charged actually, whether I can actually charge. Now, I do believe you can charge through that port as well. I'll double check this. Yes, obviously you can charge using a USB-C to USB-C cable. I don't think it's going to work because it is fully charged at the moment. The other thing I can do is connect two phones using USB-A to USB-C to see what the output is on. And it's charging two phones up, so I'm going to plug one over here. Have another adapter. I don't think this one is going to. How would I work this? What am I looking for here? Where's the my cable? What have I done with my cable? Okay, let's just slightly swap this round because I'm not sure with this other one I've got if you can go from USB, I don't think you can with this one, USB to USB then to USB-C. We'll just see if that's going to work. I don't think it is, but maybe. This one will, but it's a good idea then. That's on. Oh, they are all on. Okay, so that's good. We'll get them reading through all of these. So we're getting 1.77 through this one and 1.42 from this one. And obviously I'm using that other cable which did give us a slightly lower charging rate anyway. So that seems to be holding up. But again, none of them are getting close to this 3 amps. And I said this one here is basically got an empty battery. So I'll pop that out of there. I'm going to take off that one that's got the almost full battery and plug in using the supplied cable, this one. Okay, let's charge it and see what we're getting then. So the one with the 0 battery was still only getting out of this port 1.75 amps. So we're not even getting fast charging connection of phone that's got an 8% battery charge. Okay, not overly impressed to be honest. Obviously the USB-C port doesn't seem to be working at all in terms of output. And we know it worked charging the power bank with the supplied cable, but we're certainly not outputting anything, and the 2 USB-A ports do not look like they're outputting at what I would class as a fast charging rate, and certainly not anywhere near the 3 amp stated spec for them both. Hope this helps and thanks for watching. Bye.